Doc Killingsworth, mercenary privateer character solo. Get up and walk it off, son. You don't want him cutting on you. Those knives have seen more than use than a 5 fingers, madam. Lord Rockbottom to an injured sea dog. Creb Killingsworth's skill with knives is useful in his role as both ship's cook and surgeon. Doc's patients do not share his enthusiasm for his practice of medicine, and often the mere threat of treatment convinces them to fight on. Doc has variously claimed to be an Argyn from nearby Mercier, a Moradane from Corvus, a Sinranari from Five Fingers, and even a Black Todorian from Breck. None among the Auric crew have heard since of such a race. Though rarely on the front lines, this enthusiastic scrapper has accumulated an impressive tally of kills. Clad in his bloody splattered apron, brandishing an enormous meat cleaver, and accompanied by metal clanking of his ever-present knives, Doc is an unnerving sight aboard the ship for friend and foe alike. He's honed his throwing skills by hurling cutlery at shipwrats, and anyone on the receiving end of those filthy instruments often suffers terribly from the thick film of gore, spices, and foul sauces. Sailors accept unusual meals as part of the job, and most have a pragmatic attitude towards the food they are served. Given Krebs' perchance for rat hunting, few but the freshest swabs blink at the presence of these creatures in Doc's ever-simmering galley stew. If one trusts the testimony of his shipmates, Doc puts on a surprisingly tasty spread, whatever its ingredients. Even officers on the Talon prefer not to ask questions, perhaps both because they really don't want to know and because they really don't want to risk getting under Krebs' notoriously thin skin. More vital to the crew is the Doc's role of stitching up the injured, a task that elicits his basest enthusiasm. Lacking any formal training in anatomy and surgery, he came by his skills through years of bloody practice, claiming that cutting apart meat and men is similar enough. He relishes immensely immersing his arms in gore up to the elbows while chomping gleefully on a lit cigar. Though his brand of self-taught surgery makes the men uneasy, Captain Shea and his officers do trust Doc to know his business. Doc has saved the lives of every officer on board the Talon at least once, his disregard for cleanliness notwithstanding. These include Joan Rockbottom, who Doc saved from a painful death by removing his gangrenous left leg before the mutiny on board the MLS Exeter. Many crew members have similarly lost fingers, hands, feet, eyes, and entire arms, yet survived to tell their terrifying tale of the Doctor's care. Crewmen have also seen Doc carve up enemies during battle and stuff choice morsels into his pockets. Though no one can confirm that Doc's soups contain human remains, few would actually put it past him. Just to be sure, however, many veterans stick to the stale bread directly after a large melee in order to avoid the meat dishes Killingsworth couples together. Talon stew, serves 100. 15 pounds fresh meat, any kind. 10 pounds aged peppered meat, any kind. Remove maggots. 5 cups olive oil, butter, bacon grease or lard, 120 cloves of garlic, 1 barrel meat stock or stew pot leavings, 2 fistfuls dried spicings and or leaves, 1 sack chopped potatoes, 1 sack chopped onions, half sack chopped carrots, tomatoes, or any other vegetables not rotted through, mold okay. Top with weak ale or cheap wine, not 5 fingers water. Cook at least 12 hours. Keep indefinitely over low fire.